Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play EU4. Almost said Hearts of Iron. Europa Universalis 4, the Cossacks expansion. We're playing as the Oirat Horde, and there's an independent Jin that has popped out of the main territory right here. So we're going to go and conquer them, and actually we're going to vassalize them afterwards. Alternatively, I could go and annex some of their provinces so that I can raise them for more Horde unity. No, go away, Timurids. You don't have an army right now. But I think we're okay. I'm going to declare war now. We're going to move in. We need a leader. I could maybe take one province and then raise that for Horde unity. That might actually be the way I'll do it. I think that might make a lot of sense, actually. These are mountains. I don't want to attack into the mountains. Just want to siege their stuff. I might have to attack into here at some point, and maybe I want to do it while I've got a relatively large combat advantage. Let me finish this siege and then go after them, actually. We'll get a tick of attrition. Actually, can I even go through here? Oh, I can. I don't know how forts work anymore. They changed it. So we're attacking into the mountains, which is bad. But they don't have a great leader, although I don't have a fantastic leader either. And we have more than 2-to-1 odds. I think we'll be okay. Yeah, good. Okay. It's very risky. Lots of war score. And I can chase you? I really don't know how forts work anymore. We renewed a loan. Oh, but I can't go that far. How odd. Still, this is their capital. And if I split this, I can go and just box them in a couple of mountain sites. There we go. So they're not going to be able to come out after me, which is nice. We can go and grab a couple of these. Nope, can't go down there. So there's no fort here. So can you move to adjacent to fort, but then that's it? That's clearly what happened. And I read it in the patch notes. Just none of it made any sense. At all. What are we doing here? We are, say, grabbing half the dudes and then sending them back that way. Okay. We can siege everything except the one province where some people are in. We are going to quarantine the port. Recent uprisings go away, which is dangerous. Leave that here. I mean, if they attack into me in the mountains, again, they have 2-to-1, but at least they can reinforce. Detach a siege and go there, although I don't think that'll be enough to finish that. No, but you can at least get this province. Cores are done. You're done there. Yeah, I don't want you to be able to retake it. Can I go there? No, I still can't. We've got some manpower. Our manpower does recharge relatively quickly. We've got some good modifiers for that, what with our estates and such. And I still can't go there. You're getting a decent number here. Still, again, if you attack me into the mountains, I will just crush you. Alright. Rebellions are starting to be a thing. And yeah, I'm definitely just going to go and vassalize these guys. I might have to do one more attack into the mountains. But this is going to be a great defensive position, too, if the Ming decide to attack us again. If we start with control of the mountains, that's really nice. Although, if they move into it and start a siege, I'm not going to want to counterattack them for the siege because of the mountains. Surprised I still can't detach anything over here. How much do I actually need to siege? 6. And so it's because I don't have a stack of, like, exactly 7? No. Yeah, alright. Another idea. This is the build cost. Do I want the admin for anything else? What I could do is I could annex, say, just one of these provinces while vassalizing the rest. I think you can do that. I can raise it and then give it to my vassal. So I won't need the admin to core. And hell, if I raise things, it's cheaper to core anyway. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Don't need the cheaper build cost quite yet, but that's alright. Okay, listen, I'm being annoyed by this. Go and do this. I mean, potentially I could split off one of these, and once they get a reinforcement tick, it'll all be okay, but it's driving me bonkers. Get in there. Start the siege. Really? Oh yeah, I'll need 6. Of course I will. So, listen. Your siege might get paused for a second between reinforcement ticks. You'll be fine. At least we've got the manpower. Peace offer from Jin. It's probably not going to be sufficient. Okay. I don't know if I want to thin these out any more than this. I might be forced to lift this siege. In fact, I'm tempted to pull back as is. If they want to retake this province, who cares? Let me do that. Let me send 1k over there so you'll actually be able to siege soon. And let me go and reinforce over there. If you move into there, that's okay. So be it. We're going to take all your forts, which are the things that are actually important for war goal. And I think we have a ticking war score, of course, because we've also won all the battles. At the same time, their war enthusiasm should drop. It's going to be a short war. That'll be a problem. We get an engineer, or until the end of the game, we get bonus defensiveness in this one province. Yes, let's always do that. We don't need an engineer specialist. What we want is to increase the fort defensiveness. That increases the time between ticks when people are sieging, which means they're going to soak a lot more attrition sieging up my stuff, which is nice. Poor copper just expired. Okay, so if we want to build artillery, we could. And really, I'm wondering, we should probably get at least one cannon for these sieges. Right? One is enough to get the +1, and that's a pretty big difference. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Or maybe we can go around with a pair. Some of these forts, that's going to be enough for, well, no, 4 for here. But for capitals, if they don't actually have a for realsy fort, I think 2 will still give us 2. But it also gives you a backup if you get if you take a little bit of battle damage. Although cannons shouldn't take much in the way of battle damage. So it should be okay. So we're going to finish this siege. They'll de-siege that, which is fine. Not going to make much of a difference. In the meantime, the length of war penalty goes away a bit. They could start resieging that. I think we got an event there that gave us bonus attrition, some disease or something like that. Oh, and we lost our general. Do we have any generals left? No. What's my army tradition right now? It's not great, but we're gonna have to do it. You could be better. I do like your siege. Don't get me wrong. You're terrible. Let's roll one more. I'm really hoping for someone with multiple shock. I like your maneuver. You know, keep a siege guy around. It's really nice to have a siege guy. That's interesting. Wouldn't have expected that with this army tradition. It's a lot of fire, which isn't necessarily ideal because right now our fire multiplier is relatively low. But that's still going to contribute, and it's 3 shock. No maneuver, but you know what? You can't get it all. So you, who are in friendly territory, can grab the siege guy and go there. Take this and then just send a dude back over here just so that we're not too exposed here. There we go. We'll do that. Actually, I'll explicitly split off the siege guy like this to a solo so that I can send him here after to help that siege out. And you can get the better military leader in case we get attacked. There we go. So you are going to go over there and help that siege out. Okay, we are at 86%. I'm willing to bet. Tibet. No, Tibet is over here. That we might be able to vassalize them. Oh, 98%. Really? I'm quite surprised. I guess you have a fair amount of development going on. Now, obviously, I can lower the war score of the vassalization if I also go and claim a thing, but the end result is exactly the same amount of balance. So we will have to go and get everything. Which is going to require that we shatter this army again, which is tough because we are going to be attacking into the mountains regardless. We do have one pretty decent general. They still don't have a good general, but attacking into the mountains is hard, man. That is really tough. Okay, that's fine. I could get a couple of cannons, but again, I'm worried about paying off my loans. Although I could afford to renew them one more time, but nah, rather not. Okay, you're fine. Okay, let's go to speed 4. Right, and then we get revolts in our capital? Conflicting ideals, I guess, was the thing. Because these guys are relatively fine as is. We don't want to attack into the mountains anyway, so we're going to have to wait until they move regardless. Hopefully they move after sieging up my goddamn capital. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and say that we probably will want a wee bit more firepower to take care of some of those rebels. I'm going to get 4 cannons. Bit of an investment, but it's going to help out here. Because the mountains are so narrow, having much larger number of people doesn't help quite that much because only so many people can fight at the same time. But cannons will be able to fire from the back lines. So the cannons will actually dramatically assist in our mountain combat, both here and potentially in our capital relatively soon. So we'll build those. We'll finish this up because we definitely don't want to leave these dudes alone to go and retake everything. Okay. Starting to be somewhat more awkward. Cancel that cannon. We can still skirt around these guys, but I'm worried that they're going to move and smash some of my other new cannons somewhere else. Which would be more than a little annoying. At least these are all forts, actually, so they can't retake the fort instantly. So that's actually good news. As soon as the cannon comes here, it'll help with the siege. There we go, there's our loan renewal. And too many military leaders. Oh, no. I think we need 25 to get an extra leader over here. Do we have another rival? We do. We have the Uzbeks. Hey, Uzbeks! Your mother looks funny. And the insults don't stack. There you go. That should put us... That should have given us something. I don't know. Alright, let's move together. And the cannon. Actually, no, I can temporarily pull back over here. It's the same day. They'll arrive later. Yeah, if they want to attack my 5-stack over here and initiate in the mountains, that would be okay. They are... Oh, they are moving somewhere with a fort. That's good. Okay, yeah, they can spend their time sieging a fort, then. I'm totally okay with that. I just want to finish this war. They were going to a province over here without a fort. That might be a little bit different. But I got time. Okay, a 22 stack with the good leader, with the fire bonus, which will help the cannons. We should be able to win this pretty well, even with the mountain bonus, or penalty. Okay, good. Then we are going to chase you to here. Finish you off completely. We're at 99. Would you accept? You would. And a couple of bucks. So, you're going to give me one province, then become my vassal. I will raise this province, and then give it back to you. It's the Horde way. Okay, we lost the siege of our capital. You, raise. You, it's not here. It's here, I think, now. Grant province. What's the other province? Where's Erin? Oh, it's this one here. No. Well, we'll give you this, so we don't have to court. And it'll decrease their liberty desire. That's kind of funny. I like it. You do have a lot of liberty desire right now. You don't like me. We're not that strong, and you have better diplomatic tech. All pretty fair. I cannot send you another diplomat right now, but soon I will, and I will resolve that. Meanwhile, so far we're okay. You're not close to breaking that or anything. So I think what we'll do is we'll move out over here. Get out of these mountains. Yes, an alliance. Hey, we can get our alliance back over here with these guys. Lovely. And let me make sure to max this out. So we had to break it because they had, that was their deal that they made with the Ming. So they didn't really have a choice. We're going to keep our alliance over there. And soon we will start improving relations over here as well. Well, actually, we can start now, so let's do that. The other two will, they're nearly max, so it's going to end anyway. Successful bureaucracy, 10% more tax income for 10 years. That is very, very handy right now. Okay. Yeah, we may as well finish sieging this. They're not going to rush that. That'll be fine. There is a river crossing here, isn't there? Decline a tribal influence. They'll lose 10 influence. That's probably good. With more influence, we do get bigger bonuses to manpower recovery speed, but we don't want them to become too influential. All right, we control that. We're going to go here. Oh, I was going to check river crossing. It does go to Jiram, and I don't have maneuver, so let's actually skirt around this way. And then most likely this may not wipe them. Well, no, rebels are different. They tend to stay and fight, but it's not all the time. I don't know. I don't know if it depends on the type of rebel or what it is. Looks like we're just going to be able to smash them completely. And we did. So, these guys are standing on steps right now. So let's go and deal with them. We have slight numbers advantage, especially once we reinforce. And we'll be fighting on the steppes as opposed to in the mountains. You're going to rebuild a bit of an army, which is great. We're not going to have to deal with too much in the way of rebellion problems over here, which is also going to be really good for us. I'm okay with losing diplomatic power for now. Even though we do have to tech up diplomatically so that we're not too far behind our vassals anymore. Not a huge deal, but I like more trade efficiency. It's not the end of the world, but it's going to be nice. Trade range also is not that helpful, but, you know, trade efficiency. The math makes it so that trade efficiency doesn't give you as much as you might think. Okay, so we're going to go and smash them. Attacking the desert. So we will get our step bonus, which should easily allow us to shatter these guys. And we do, and they're running away to Karkin, which I guess they would have to, because this is all wasteland. Which is hard to remember, since they're not, like, dark gray, since they do get colored my thing. Maybe I should turn that off, it'll make it more explicit. I mean, I like the fact that my name gets bigger and it all looks like my territory, but it's hard to remember that I can't walk through some of these places. Alright, let's go clean up this mess. Actually, let's split off half. You're going to go over here, and I'm going to make sure you have the double siege guys so we can get our capital back a little bit faster, since we're not getting the capital money. That is a lot of Ming Pretender rebels. Hopefully they stay out of Jin. Didn't Jin have a 3k stack a second ago? What happened to their troops? Are they broke? I mean, I did take their money, but other than that, they shouldn't have any expenses. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, Ming does have cores on these, which might make a war against the Ming that much more likely, but for now we're going to hold off. Oh, there's the key over here, too. I should ally all these guys. Just waiting for a diplomat to come home. Rebels are close to enforcing demands. They want increased autonomy, but we're about to, like, resolve this over here. I think we will finish the siege before that happens. We've got a cannon bonus. Although if we did have another artillery, it would actually go up to +2 because it's only a capital fort. And we have a +2 siege guy, so I think that'll progress pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and improve relations over here. And probably don't have to do this manually, but let's explicitly say we're going to maintain friendly relations with the key. Take that, Ming. And what about Korea? You're still allied with the Ming, which is a little unfortunate. They want my provinces, which seems a little bit rude. Just in the interest of maybe doing a future investment, well, we're probably just going to eat them next time we go to war with the Ming, but for the sake of argument, let's go and put a diplomat over here. Try to get them to not hate us, and who knows what might happen in the future. We got Coke over here? Things keep changing. Malwa is growing pretty big. Ming's got a full official civil war, which is really good for us. We're not planning on jumping in on them right now because we don't really have the resources for that, but it does mean that they are very unlikely to be in a position where they can declare war, and I guess that rebel stack is pretty indicative of that. We will go ahead and take the Diplotech. We got a 15% discount, actually, which is nice, although indicative that we're pretty far behind. Hopefully that'll help us with some of our vassal interactions, which are below 50% already now. Just because we're improving relations and everything is good. Okay, we dealt with that. Wonderful. Obviously, we are going to get some more rebels at some point, but because the recent uprising things are going to go away. But I think we finally started to turn things around. I don't know why we were losing money there. Are we still reinforcing? No? All right. Let's put that down there. I mean, our military is pretty expensive. We might have to take a look at our trading things. We could also invest money. Now, I'm not sure if that would be correct or not, but I could invest money to get more trade power and just trade value in a variety of these provinces. Which might not be a terrible idea. Now, you know, you gotta spend money to make money. So it's more trade power, which is not the same as just more production. Also, barracks would also be pretty good. Production efficiency might be what I'm more interested in. And there's still a tax thing, but again, the tax numbers are so goddamn low. It's because we don't have any, you know, real development. It might be worth actually dropping one in my capital and then spending a bunch of points to improve my capital. Development costs are already cheaper in your capital. And the earlier you do it, the better, because development costs The discount... Oh, no, that's wrong. The discount to developing your capital actually improves the more development you have in your entire nation. Because it's less meaningful to increase one province, right? Strong claim, 366. Please live. How old's this guy? 29. That's going to be rough. I should really make this guy... Okay, once my child comes of age, I will make my king into a general and use him. Okay, a bunch of truces just ended. I want to avoid making any aggro moves. Horde unity be damned. Does more development, like, hurt Horde unity? It might. I mean, we do have to reform at some point. So what we want to do is we want to continue to work towards completing economic ideas so we can stop being a Horde. At some point, we're just going to have to. Ming Separatists, where are you looking to pop? Well, probably in, Ming territory. Oh, we have... Oh, that was my queued up cannon. Okay, so let's send our dudes over here. Supply limit's actually pretty good. With any kind of maneuver, we won't even be attritioned. But, hold on, I don't have my maintenance up yet. Do I want to raise my maintenance? Yes, I think I do. So if you don't have maintenance, you don't want to be in a province where the rebels will actually appear, because they'll instantly disintegrate things. I don't know, Ming Pretenders. I don't know if Ming's got any chance of just shattering, but it would be a glorious thing, wouldn't it? Royal Marriage, they're willing. Let's cancel Korea. Korea is sort of a pie-in-the-sky idea. At some point it might work out. I'll tell them about my love of StarCraft. But we'll go ahead and royal marry Key and ally them. You know what, let's ally them first, and then they'll offer the royal marriage almost certainly. Whereas the opposite is not necessarily true. Because making a royal marriage doesn't necessarily mean you're looking to ally. We're going to go ahead and split up like this. It's certainly a little bit risky, because they might both get smashed. Although if I put dudes here, actually I should do it the other way around, the one without a leader, there's no rebellion risk here, so nothing's going to pop up. You know what, it's fine. What are the odds that they both get spawned on by stacks that are too big for them? There's the royal marriage offer, as I said. Brings the relationship up to... Oh! I have military access through... Oh, right! I couldn't cancel it the last time. Because... I don't know, all our people were busy or something like that. But we've only just gone up over our limit with the Jin. So that's not too bad. Yes, I'm going to say the Jin. I like the idea that they grant wishes. So now we're good. Only leading vassal. We'll want to marry them once we get a chance to. Non-enforcement of ordinances. We can get more autonomy in Sartu. Or lose admin power. Autonomy like that's going to take a long time to burn off. Although, I think this event will be a modifier that will just go away itself after 5 years, so it's not actually the same as burning off 40 local autonomy. You know what? We'll take that, because I think that's true. Oh, Lithuania is doing some sort of reform. Still want to pay off some taxes. Oh, we got too many military leaders. Right, because we lost some power projection. So we are losing 1 military point per month as a result of this. And I don't know what I want to do about that. You know what? We also do have a lot of forts. I wonder if there's any chance that we have so many forts that we could mothball something. This one here, for example, is very safe. It's not right on the front line. So is this one. If I mothball you... I mean, I should just do it for saving money. I could mothball all the forts, since I have that button turned on. So yeah, we're still getting full tradition from that. Let me mothball this one as well. It still says full tradition. Now this one's right on the front. It could get ninja'd. Well, not that fast. There we go. Another one over here. Rebels be damned. We might have to wait a month for it to process. Okay, there we go. Now we're not getting the full bonus. But you know what? With money being a concern, I'm wondering if I should just run with all the forts mothballed for a while. I don't really want rebels to pop up on them. There's actually unrest in those places. There's no unrest here. So, you know what? Let's ignore Ming. Although their rebels might cross through. Let's do this instead. So we'll save a few bucks. Which is going to be important. We gain an next idea. This is very important. This is the yearly inflation reduction. Which I should probably spend down to. It'll also unlock 20% reduced land attrition. Which is really nice. Really nice. So, inflation is still on its way up because of all the gold mines we've got, which is pretty crazy. We actually need this plus an advisor to do it. I will, hopefully when I get 75 admin power, I will drop this down to 0 again, because it's time. Oh, especially with the renewing of a loan. We're close to being able to pay off the next one. Close, but not quite there. It's been a hard few years, but royal marriage with Yeren. Let's get that back. Oh, they'd actually transfer some trade power to me. Let's royal marry first. I don't know if they're in a zone that matters, but we should do some of that. Actually, that's a great idea. Key might do it as well. Just have to wait for a diplomat to come back. I'm amazed it takes so long to get back from Yeren, but I guess our countries are pretty big, and I think it's the distance between capitals. Conversions have happened. Let's convert some more. This will help overall stability in our country in a multitude of ways. Reduces the mismatch of religion in the province itself. No, really? Really? Wait. There it is. Like, why can't I see it there? Did it reset the view? I don't know. Yeah, if you want to transfer some trade power, it'll bring us slightly closer together, because the idea is they're bribing me to not declare war on them. We'll have to make some adjustments to it later on, but for now that's okay. And I don't even know if like the trade power over here is that important based on the flow, but we may as well do it. Can't hurt, right? And we got some rebels. There we go. Boom. Okay, and they did pounce right on us. And actually, this was a place with a fort. I really didn't need to stand here. It's the place without forts that I'm more concerned about. Both places had forts. That's really dumb. There we go. We reinforced in time. We did take a fair amount of damage, though. Could have definitely handled that better. Where's the next rebellion going to happen? Tibetans. These are all pretty small numbers. It's 2.7 years, actually. So we're probably going to be okay for a while. I'll move to be more central. Say around here. And then I guess we'll leave the maintenance up until I reinforce. God damn me, I lost a bunch of extra. I forgot that there were forts here. I didn't have to worry about being super paranoid about defending that spot. Oh well. Hardly the end of the world. Oh, I actually had some rebels that walked into their territory that they fought and lost, but then the rebels left, so that's important. But yeah, grabbing all this territory from Ming. I think Ming is definitely in decline with these rebel storms, and this rebel problem is not the same way that Ming used to explode. This is a completely new and novel way for Ming to implode than how they used to do it. So, you know, good on them for that. Let's drop this maintenance. 12 gold per month is pretty good, and hey, while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and repay the loan. And I'm just going to move these two to be adjacent to one another, and we're going to sit tight. Still quite far for the Tibetan rebels, which is good. We're not overextended. Whoa. Okay, I think it might be time for me to reload this game. Just the background didn't load in. We do have 81% unity, which isn't great, but I don't know. We might, I'm trying to think, should we go for religious ideals at some point? That's another admin tech, or admin idea. And right now, we're going to finish economic, and honestly, I think humanists would do stupendously good for us. So we're sort of full on admin ideas for a while, and obviously we're not going to do 2 admin ideas in a row. We're going to want to mix it up. Well, I don't know. At some point we have to like reform, not be a horde, and we have to also, words I'm looking for, westernize. That's it. I think we might actually have to freeze all expansion, honestly. At least, other than vassalizing is going to be fine. But I don't think we can core anything more because we really have to complete these ideas because we have to stop being a horde. I think that, I didn't check, I'd have to compare to what happens when you load a new game, but I'm willing to bet the size of our country is, so I'm thinking total development is a penalty. The bigger we get, the more of a penalty we get from total development, which means we are losing horde unity faster than ever because we're so big. How do you keep this horde together? So we are really going to have to reform and stop being a horde. And for that, it means we have to save as much admin power as possible. Wow. And that means we have to stop coring. We might do a few more of those tricks where we take some territory from the Ming, raise it, and then give it to Jin. It's actually really cool. That's really cool. I need to do that some more. All right, thanks for watching, folks. See you next time.